if you have any fears that are related to business, for example, you don't feel too comfortable selling to people, you don't feel comfortable reaching out to people, or you just don't feel like posting on social media, for example, then this video is exactly for you. I'm going to help you defeat every single fear that you have. And there's only one method, so you better listen. Now, let me give you an example that is not related to business so that it's clearer. Since you're watching this video, you're a guy. Let's say, hypothetically, you're afraid of approaching girls. Will reading books help you with that fear? Will praying help you with that fear? Not really. Because the second that you approach a 10 out of 10 chick that's piping hot, you're just gonna fumble. You're gonna start stuttering. You're just gonna fumble, man. So what you have to do is you need to practice. You need to do the things which make you feel that fear. The only way to overcome fear is to do things which make you feel fearful. You do not get over the fear of selling by reading sales books, by praying, by going to a therapist. No. You overcome that by actually going and trying to sell people. I know this because I have experienced it myself. Whenever I started my business, I had a really bad fear regarding sales. I didn't feel comfortable doing it. I felt like it was unethical. I felt like I was too pushy. What else? And it just didn't feel natural. But I realized two things. First, I realized that, let me give you an analogy. Let's say you find a person who has cancer, right? You approach them and they clearly are not well. They don't have any hair due to the chemotherapy. They are really scrawny. They have lost a lot of muscle and fat tissue. And they're just weak. And you feel bad for them. But you're afraid of selling. So what are you just gonna let that person suffer? Or are you gonna try and sell him the cancer pill that you have in your pocket? Let's say hypothetically you have a pill that cures cancer. If you care about that person, you're going to do whatever it fucking takes you to sell him that pill. Or not sell, but like give it to him. You're gonna try to show him, demonstrate him, persuade him, influence him into thinking that that pill will in fact solve his cancer problem. So I realized that one thing. And I realized the second thing. I'm not gonna get over the fear of selling unless I actually go out there and sell. I tried reading books. I tried watching videos. Jordan Belfort, Jeremy Miner. List goes on and on and on with the sales coaches, mentors, gurus. None of that helped me. It didn't help me in no way, shape, or form. But what did help me is practicing it, actually going out and selling. One weird thing that helped me was going on ChatGPT and role-playing with ChatGPT. That was one way. But it still didn't let me get over the fear entirely, if that makes sense. What helped me get over it entirely, though, was going up in person. And for example, I would go to a coffee shop. I hate coffee, but I would get coffee. And I would try to negotiate with the barista. It was stressful. It was really scary. It was incredibly difficult for me to get out of the comfort zone. But I did it. And slowly but surely, I started selling people in real life. Sales is not about selling something. Sales is about changing people's behaviors, for example. If you get on a sales call with a prospect and he doesn't want to buy your service, your main goal is to sell him your conviction and sell him on the idea of how good his life would be with your service. Does that make sense? So the best way to get rid of your, let's say, sales fear, that is one of the most common fears that I know in business, is to go out there and sell. And if you're afraid of getting out of the comfort zone, you saw the guy in the camera look behind me, you will never get used to that feeling. Here, an example. I hate when people look at me, but I still do that. And the only way to overcome that fear is to go ahead and practice it. You just saw it in fucking 4K, in live action. But yeah, coming back to what I wanted to say. Fear of sales is probably the most common one. And the only way to overcome it is to actually go out there and sell. Sell to people. That's how you will overcome it. Stop reading books, stop procrastinating. And if you don't know how to get out of your comfort zone, the best thing that I can say is, I'm not gonna give you like some breathing method or meditation technique or whatever. No. I feel like you just need to subconsciously realize one thing. Nothing changes if nothing changes. If you keep on practicing the stuff that you have been practicing, nothing will change. And if you're afraid of selling, let's say, again, I'm using it as an example. If you're afraid of selling, then you need to realize that if you don't learn sales, you will never prosper in business. Sales is, in my opinion, probably the most important thing when it comes to becoming financially free. I know it because I have done it. I am making multiple 5 figures a month. Dropped out of high school, retired my mom. I'm about to buy my dream car. And it's all thanks to sales. Sales is the way how I got all of my clients. So yeah, I hope this video made sense. You need to get over your fears, man. Especially when it comes to your business. You want to become financially free. You want to retire your mom. You want to be able to buy your dream car. You want to live a good, free life. A life of freedom. But you're not gonna get there unless you overcome your fears. I had to overcome so many fears, like, again, sales, reaching out to people, talking to people, getting on sales calls. Dude, my first sales call, I was sweating like out of a fucking bucket. I was blushing, I was red. It was super hot. It was miserable. But I did it. I overcame my fear, and now I'm here. That rhymed. So yeah, I hope this made sense. And yeah, if you doubt the things that I just said, or whatever, and if you want more mindset value, for example, overcoming your fears, I'll leave my Instagram in the description. And in my story highlights, you will see a section called, I believe, shut the fuck up. I hate birds. You will go into my Instagram, go into my story highlights, and you will see a section called value, I believe. Go through the story highlights. Holy fucking shit, I hate birds. Go into my Instagram, story highlights, value highlights, and you will get a lot of value. That is, you will find shit on fear, sales, everything. Check it out.